Never been a black cop in this city. We think you might be the man to open things up around here.
This is AJ Williams, editor of City.Life.Style with the Michigan Chronicle, and I am here with John David Washington, also known as JD, who loves Aztec nails. So we've been talking about it off scene. Yeah. So welcome to the D. What up, though?
The D. What up, though?
You know about what up, though?
Yeah. I got some people from here in Flinttown.
Oh, in Flinttown.
Yeah,
oh, look at you.
I mean, you know, a little something. I don't even want to brag or nothing, but yeah.
Normally I ask, so is this your first time? So apparently it's not.
Actually, it is. I knew him from school.
Oh, okay.
All my people.
Where'd you go to school?
Morehouse College in Atlanta.
What up to Morehouse?
What up, though?
That's what's up.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
What up to Morehouse?
For sure.
So welcome. Are you looking to do anything specific?
Yeah, I'm trying to visit a museum. I'm going to a museum, and I'm trying to go to Benihana. Gotta go to Benihana. But were you judging me right
Darling,
now?
no. I'm with Benihana.
Have you ever had the shrimp fried rice at Benihana?
See, I go with the whole double rice.
Oh, you do double?
Double
but
rice.
But you do the white rice, or do you do which rice?
No, you got to do the fried rice.
Yeah, right.
What,
Okay,
do you get the extra garlic butter?
No, wait. What do you have to ask for it?
Yeah, you got to get the extra
and the
garlic butter.
You get the yum sauce. You got to get that yum. The sauce.
I'm not today.
What? So we going tonight.
We going.
Right, D, we going tonight, right? Yeah.
Meet us at Benihana. That's where we're about to be. Pull up on
extra yum sauce.
Extra yum and garlic butter So get into this awesome movie. I had an opportunity to check it out. It's really dope. You did a really great job.
Thank you. I appreciate
it.
that.
And that's like from here. I wouldn't mention it if it wasn't true.
I appreciate it.
So tell us a little bit about the movie.
Yeah, so Ron Stallworth is the first African-American police officer, detective of Colorado Springs in the 70s that ends up infiltrating the Ku Klux Klan. He is a member of the Ku Klux Klan.
You laughed a lot during this movie, especially the phone scene.
Well, you know what?
I love the pullback.
Well, no, Ron, I got to meet Ron and talk to him, and he was enjoying making a fool out of these guys. You know,
okay.
But it was no joke though. It was a serious sting operation, and the stakes were very high. I mean, he could have lost his life at some point during the banquet scene. You remember?
Yeah, no, definitely.
So it was like, or does he lose his life? I'm not gonna tell you. But
check it out.
But obviously not, because I just said I talked to him. So
it's okay.
But no, I mean, so it was just such a unique story, a true story, a story about American history that I jumped at the chance of doing this.
Awesome. So my next question, you kind of led right into it, was this is such a, we know you from Ballers, but this is such a heavy
it's different.
It's very different.
Totally
so
different.
you mentioned that you sat with him and talked with him. I was going to say, how do you prepare for, such a heavy role, because you're coming from comedy into drama and also someone's life that you're portraying.
Playing a real person.
Right.
Yeah. The approach was, I know my way in was the music. I really enjoyed. I had an extensive playlist. I rid myself of all R&B and hip hop for almost 3 months. I mean, from War to Curtis Mayfield. I had the Beatles going. I had Led Zeppelin. I had Fela Kuti. I had Jimi Hendrix. I had a whole bunch of just huge playlists, and I was able to get I got some music from my uncles, from some different friends of mine, mentors of mine as well. Alan Hughes was influential in letting me know what the times were. So that was sort of my way in. I wanted to know the times. A lot of documentaries like the Black Panther mixtape was a great documentary. I watched a couple of documentaries on the Ku Klux Klan. I wanted to just submerge myself into this culture before I even met him, and get as much information and understand the time and what it meant to be just an African-American man, period, let alone a cop. I wanted to know what it was, period, to be one, what it was to be like one in Texas, what was it like in Detroit, what was it like in California. And then, so once I was able to amalgamate all that information and then get the information I got from Ron, it was just, I was able to go on set and just not think anymore. And I was able to not think and just react and use my instincts because of Spike Lee. Spike Lee created such an inclusive, such a collaborative environment. It was something I've never felt before on a set. You know what I mean? I felt so free. It was a liberating experience. Felt free to fail, felt free to try things. He never suggested any kind of performance. He would strip stuff down, but he trusted me. This legend trusted me with the job, and it was great.
So it was more freeing versus, like, for me, that would be a little nerve-wracking.
Oh, because of Spike?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, but then it's like, I understand what you mean, but because he trusted me so much, I mean, Spike Lee, like, he knows that, and he didn't really give me like a lot of notes. I was just like, oh, he told me once, like, just trust your instincts. Like he said, Ron Stallworth ain't the Bible. Like, don't try to be him. Just use what you need to use and create yourself. And that's what we did. It was a creative environment on set. He's a man he loves storytelling. He's a master at storytelling.
He's a master at storytelling.
So,
shout out to Spike Lee.
Shout out to Spike Lee,
yeah,
Morehouse man as well. So just being in that creative environment of storytelling, truthful storytelling, it was seamless.
Awesome. So last question, and it's a little heavy one, but it's such a it's a heavy film, and I found myself towards the end very emotional, and I wasn't expecting it. I was holding it.
I was
it was in the pockets of it, and the lights came up. I was like,
you're going to cry when you get in the car.
Don't cry, right?
You're going to cry when you get in the car.
yes. I went straight to the bathroom. Like, let me put myself together. The scenes from the unrest, from the protests that happened last year in Virginia. How do you think the audience, as well as if it at all affected you emotionally, to see that you played something where the exact same climate was in 1970 and it's 2017, to still have that? How do you think that?
Well, Spike Lee fashion, wake up.
Yes, it is.
But he did it, and he didn't do it and he didn't dramatize it.
Right.
He just used the reality of the situation and where we're living now. And this film is packaged and delivered not with just hitting you over the head with a message. It's entertaining.
No, it is
it is very entertaining.
Especially with the fro.
With the fro and the clothes,
yes.
accessories and all that, the language, but that's the key for me. For me, it was the language.
Right.
There's some harsh, piercing language that's used in this film, but it's necessary. It's purposeful. It's not for shock value. And it shows you that this language, that this vernacular, this lexicon of hate is generational. It has withstood the test of time, and we even in our community, I think we need to watch how we say things. I think we need to. I know we use certain words to try to empower us. We make it our own, but now you see though that it slowly but surely it makes it normalized.
Right.
That's what David Duke did. Yeah. So we need to start trying. I challenge these rappers out here to get your point across, get the same passion for your work, maybe without curse words. And I'm the same way. I cuss all the time. And I use, certain words, but I just feel like the hate language is so prevalent in this film, and you see that it's still used today. These trigger words. Now we've evolved in society a little bit, as far as the resistance is concerned. Are we doing it through hashtag? We're doing it through taking a knee.
Right.
So that's a positive. And the biggest takeaway for me on this film was Ron received help in his department. There were white men and women that helped him in this department to overcome this hate, to serve their communities. To me, that was very encouraging. That it's going to take all of us. It's going to be a collective effort.
I think that's such a great note to end on. It's going to take all of us. So be sure to check out BlacKkKlansman with JD, John David over here, on August 10th. Comes out. Check us out.
Come on, Detroit. Come on out.
Come on.
Come on.
Check out more on the MichiganChronicle.com, City.Life.Style.